If you're just joining us, I'm Tim Barkley with Charleston Home Design magazine, and I want to thank you for listening to Talking About a Home show on the radio. Today's radio show is coming to you from HWC Custom Cabinetry, located at 4675 Franchise Street in North Charleston. And now we're talking with Dan Buffington with Buffington Homes. How you doing, Dan?
I'm doing wonderful.
Good, good. Dan, take a moment and tell everybody about Buffington Homes.
Well, we are a custom builder, building mostly homes along the, let's say, the waterfront, whether it be down in Kiowa, Seabrook, the harbor, Isle of Palms, Sullivan's Island, those areas.
Gotcha. How long has Buffington Homes been in existence?
We started 18 years ago. Started out obviously smaller and have been very fortunate to have some wonderful clients and some wonderful projects.
Good deal. Do you mind taking a moment and just tell our listeners a little bit about your background, because you're not the typical custom builder that you see out there.
I don't know. I sometimes wonder what is the typical custom builder, but yeah, I have a little bit of a different background. I started out as a doctor. Grew up in Ohio, in Cincinnati. Went to medical school, Case Western Reserve University in Cleveland. Had a residency in California. Moved out to California, and we spent 20 years in California where I practiced medicine. I'm a podiatrist, orthopedist, and have worked out there for, as I said, 20 years. Got involved in a development in our neighborhood, not too far from where we live.
Out in California?
In California. So as an investor, I was active in the community. The guy who came to me, one of my partners, was actually a judge for the Los Angeles courts. He came to me and said, we're looking for somebody to, basically as a lobbyist, to get the project going. And since I live real close to the project, my partners lived an hour to 2 hours away, I kind of took over the project. And, it took us about 6 years to get our entitlements, get our permits and stuff. And when it was time to start grading, putting in the roads and sewers and stuff, somebody had to interview the grading contractor and hire him. So I took that on, and I had a couple of doctors working for me, so it was easy to do. And I could slip away whenever I needed to, and I was like a pig in mud. I was having more fun. I just found it fascinating as can be. And then during that time, we had decided we wanted to get out of the Southern California. We called it get out of Dodge City. There were a lot of issues. We had a family that our oldest was about to start high school. We started looking around the country for a place to live. Spent several years looking. Wanted a city out of the snow. City, about 500,000 people in Charleston is where we ended up. Once we moved here, I was going to go back into practice. I had a couple job offers and stuff to go back into private practice. And we had bought a lot on Kiowa. We were very impressed with that area. And it was really my wife, Kathy, who suggested that that we build I should back up, one of my, let's say, goals in life was sometime to get my builder's license and build some homes. It just seemed like such a fun thing to do. And when we moved here, Kathy said, hey, before you go back into practice, why don't we build a spec house? If it doesn't sell, we'll move into it. We got to live somewhere anyway.
Right.
We'll move into it, and you go back into practice. If not, who knows? Maybe you're a builder. And Kathy had always had this her goal, let's say, was for us to be able to, start a business and work together. And son of a gun, it worked. I don't know. I'd like to say I was just such a smart guy, and I just knew what I was doing. I didn't. And like most doctors, I thought I knew everything. And I found out when we first started that I really didn't. It was scary at first, but at the same time I was doing something that I was very passionate about. And I think, if you follow your passion, success usually comes along with that, and that's what's happened.
Did that first house sell as a spec, or did you move into it?
No, we never got a chance to move into it. It sold. We put it up for sale as soon as I started construction, and it sold about halfway through the construction process. And a lot of people liked what I did. It was, again, when we designed it. We designed it for ourselves, figuring, I hate to say, but figuring it probably wouldn't sell. and fortunately, a lot of people liked the design, liked what we had done, and we got probably half a dozen jobs from there, and it just has kind of snowballed since. I'm just really fortunate. I was lucky. We started it was actually in '96, and that was just as the construction economy, the home building economy was, let's say, coming alive. It had been slow before that, and just in the right place at the right time.
Right.
I'm not smart, or I'm just lucky is what I.
Well, how has your background as a doctor helped you as a builder, a custom builder?
Well, I think fortunately having had my own practice, at least I had a little business knowledge. I also learned how to make a small fortune. That's to start with a large fortune. Being a builder it's been great. I've been very fortunate, really. But I think what's really helped is my attention to details, and also I think most doctors tend to be techies anyway, and I'm a techie by nature. I really enjoy the technical aspect of construction, so I think that helped, and also I think the type of homes we're building. We're building large, very high-end, expensive homes, really cool houses. And I think because I had been on the other side of the fence, right, we had homes built for us, some really nice homes. I can relate with our clients. It's easy for me to, it's easy for us to go out to dinner or whatever because I can relate. I think that I didn't ever think about it, but I think just right now it just hit me that maybe that's something that's has helped me.
Right, you could homeowners can relate to you as a fellow homeowner, and the fact that you're a doctor, that probably instills a bit of trust in them.
Maybe
also.
So. Yeah.
You ever had to use your medical skills on the job site?
Yeah, a few times. Nothing, fortunately, knock on wood, thank God, no, nothing. Somebody cut their finger or something like that, and here, put a Band-Aid on it. Nothing.
Right.
Or somebody, I got this sore foot, what do I do? Maybe
you
that
still
kind
get
of
hit
stuff.
up for free advice?
Yeah, but fortunately, no, and we've been very lucky. We have not had any real bad accidents or anything like that, some as you hear about on job sites.
That's good.
Yeah.
You mentioned that Buffington Homes builds a lot of homes on the water. What things come to mind as far as building materials or practices that Buffington Homes uses to address the moisture issue and the salt and humidity and all those things?
And you're hitting the issues that are really make it different when you're building directly on the water. It's something that when I first started I didn't realize, but have quickly learned that when you're on the water, it's so different being, let's say, on a beachfront as compared to even 100 yards back. There's such a different climate. The climate on the beach, as you mentioned, is high humidity. There's always this warm, well, during the summer at least, but a very humid breeze, very wet breeze that's blowing against the house. Basically almost 24/7. And then with it, you've got the salt and this blowing sand and all that. So the exterior siding on the house, it really takes a beating. So there are things that you have to be very, very cognizant of as you're constructing the house. The other thing, because you've got this, as we call it, God's fan blowing against the side of the house all the time, there's a lot of concern about water vapor or moisture intrusion into the house, whether it be through flashing being missing or something like that, but just little, we'll call it penetrations into from the outside and the inside. Let's say the caulking isn't done properly around, let's say where your hose bib comes out. little nail holes, things like that would normally not make a difference. They make a huge difference when it's built along the beachfront.
Yeah, I've talked to homeowners before they've been sitting out on their beachfront back deck, and all of a sudden a light fixture will just fall off the wall.
Yes. I mean, it was interesting when we first started here. We were renting a home as we were building this first home, and the house that we were renting was about 5 years old, and I noticed that a lot of the exterior trim was starting to fall off. And, the nails were rusting, and things were just literally starting to fall off the house. And it's like, wow, I wonder why they don't use stainless steel nails. So on my first house, I thought, well, I'll just start using stainless steel nails. None were available in the area. Nobody in Charleston carried stainless steel. Now they do now.
Right.
You can get stainless steel screws and stainless steel nails of all types. But at the time, I couldn't find them, so I had to buy them. I had to buy them by the pallet in order to get nails. But what a difference it makes.
Yeah.
Because you got to really think about that. The window, when you get the windows, various corrosion resistant or stainless steel. The mechanisms and stuff that the windows have, that if you don't get them, within a few years, the windows literally falling out off the side of the house.
The infamous callbacks.
Yeah.
Well, good deal. Well, tell everybody how they can get in touch with Buffington Homes.
I guess the easiest, you can go on our website, which is www.buffingtonhomes.com. Our phone number is area code 843-768-8525.
Good deal. Well, we have been talking with Dan Buffington with Buffington Homes. Thanks so much for taking the time, Dan.
All right. Thank you.